Good morning, people. I think y'all can see my face. The sun out, like, for real, for real. It's something in my eye, but I don't know what the fuck this shit is. Mm. It's Kiki or Poodle, whichever one you want to use and call me. I am, um, like the Empress, High Priestess, all that jazz, good stuff. I got a little cold, thanks to some of y'all folk. You know what I'm saying? But you know how you can discover yourself and not even realize you're discovering yourself and discovering like your position or your walk of life type thing. Like when I was a little girl, I would say this all the time to my mama and my daddy. You know, I'd be like, Ma, why, why on one of my feet I got your toes, and why on the other foot I got daddy toes? She said, you supposed to have both our toes. I said, yeah, but I don't have them together. I have them separate. She said, what you mean? I said, I could tell which one is your foot and which one is his foot. Just like I could tell which arm or which hand is your hand and which hand is his. My mama said she would tell me, show me. And my father had like long hands. Just like they're the box, but they're put together really nice. And you know how sometimes you have them long feet, they might lap over like that. Some of us got that too. You know what I'm saying? So I said, that's daddy feet right there. And then I would say, this daddy hand right here. And she's like, well, what's mine? How you know what's mine? I said, Mom, you got the curve to your stuff. I said, and I got the curve on my feet too. I got the mole on the same toe like you. I got the little bump on my little ring finger like you. That's how I know. Now, I'm saying this to y'all. I was already walking in my destiny, thinking about my destiny, and putting my destiny into action as a child. Curious about my own body, curious about my parents, you know. And at some point, some of the questions, my daddy would just look at me and be like, what the fuck? You know. But he'll answer if he felt like it was on a philosophical level, you know. My mother, she was just open. She'll answer. And I used that same approach when I was getting to know me. I said, let me see if I could figure out what my lineage is by my features. And my eyes, my cheekbones, you know, my nose, my lips. It was guiding me. And then there was a thing, like you can look at your hands and see the parts of yourself that are different and unique and that have a purpose, whether it's the front part of your hand or the back part of your hand. And I watched something on YouTube about it, and I said, all right, that was resonating with me. Then I said, let me check my toes. I said, let me check my toes. Sure enough, on YouTube, they had something about them feet. And different feet tell different stories. They had Greek feet. They had Egyptian feet, Roman feet, you know, different ones. I think it was like 8 different kinds or something, 6 or 7. And I found mine. And everything kept pointing to Egyptian. Now, this is me in my actual body, just learning from the information that was already out there. I didn't question the information because people have already done their research on the information. So I don't have to do research on the information. I just need to do research on myself, you know? And then believe it when I see it. Believe it when I feel it. Believe it when I understand it, you know? And still believe it even when other people wanted me to doubt it. You know? Don't doubt yourself. You know? When God put you together, He put you together real well. He put you together so well for you to look at yourself and say, each part of my body represents a part of God, a part of this world, a part of my lineage, a part of my heritage, a part of myself. That's why I do say, like, the fake shit is uncalled for. Mainly because if you had to stand before God or even the damn devil, you want them to recognize you. You don't want them to get you mistaken for somebody else. So imagine when all y'all women, you looking alike. You go to the same doctor, get all the same shit done. And maybe it's a different type of judgment day. Like, I use myself as an example. I had a boyfriend at one point in time that he came with me to visit my family. It was like a family reunion or some shit like that. And I told him a lot of me and my cousins, we look alike. A lot, alike. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know distinct features about us, or even to know there is a us, you will get confused and you will get lost in the sauce and you will be like, I thought I was just talking to you. Nope, you was talking to my cousin. But while he was there, he saw all the resemblance. He saw him from taller to short to skinny to proportion, you know. And he thought he was going to touch my butt. He put that hand out there. And it was like a distinctive feature that one of my cousins had that I didn't have. And he said, oh, you know. And at this time, I didn't know, right? Because I'm making sure that he's all right. I'm making sure he got a plate. I'm making sure that, whatever my folks want me to do, I'm going to do it and all that good stuff. And then I noticed that he was reserved, real quiet, like, and not wanting to go nowhere. And even if I wanted to, like, take him around everybody, okay, he was on some shit like, mm-mm, mm-mm. I said, what? He said, I'm going to get in trouble. I ain't getting in trouble with you. I said, why you going to get in trouble? What you did? I said, what you done did? You know? He said, I almost smacked your cousin on the butt. I said, you thought it was my butt, did excuse me. And he was like, yeah. But the conviction that came over him, and he felt like he needed to put himself in timeout. He was on some shit like, I ain't never seen people look this much alike like this. And he's like, part of me, I'm like a kid in the candy store. Another part of me is the one to, give my ass a spanking. And he said, I think I'm just going to stay right here. I said, all right, babe. That's fine. That's cool. Because what he thought about was, if he disrespected me or if one of my cousins pulled themselves out in a negative way, my attitude would come out. But before attitude, I always like try to get down to the bottom of whatever the bullshit is. But he understood enough that he was like, yeah, I'm going to stay over here. And still to this day, when we had events after that, I would be like, babe, you gonna go with me? He said, I ain't going. I was like, why? He's like, nah, I ain't fucking around with y'all. I ain't getting no damn trouble. He was like, shit, if all y'all wore the same outfit, same hair, shit, nigga be in trouble. I said, damn, all right. But he was kicking some real facts, though. You know what I'm saying? How this ties into, like, my destiny or whatever. Because it ties into your bloodline. It ties into your people. It ties into your looks, your features, how you carry yourself, how you feel about yourself, how you love yourself. The moves you make, the ideas you think about and manifest. and the way you protect the things you love. All that shit does tell you where you come from. It's like, let's say, alright, people be talking about the Igbo people, right? We link to them. Let's say this. I could be minding my own motherfucking business over here in America. You know what I'm saying? Having my ass a good old time. Not even realizing when I'm dancing to a song on the fucking radio, I could be doing an Igbo dance. I could be doing an Igbo ritual. Not even know it. You know, it's like your DNA has a life too. That life is not taken away because it's not seen or it's been thousands of years ago. It still lives. It's not going to die because God doesn't build nothing for it to die. He builds everything for it to live. So it's going to have building blocks. You know what I'm saying? As time moves forward, building blocks. You know what I mean? It's going to keep doing it. And then when you start to think about things, I'm just telling you how I thought. Okay? I knew if we was on repeat 6 times, repeat, it has to be over because that's like a cassette tape. Keep rewinding, keep fast forwarding it, and that little thin tape that you get all your information on, it gets wore out. It gets old. And you still gotta wait years down the road for somebody to come up with the technology to fix it so you can restore just that strip. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody becomes so passionate about that information that is on that tape that they actually want to create something to bring that tape back to life. Because whatever words are spoken on that tape heals them, helps them, soothes them in the inside. And then it turns into driving them towards a solution. That's the God in you. That unrelenting, just not giving up on shit. Period. You know. And let's say it was your child's voice on that tape. And that's all you got left. and you cling and you hold on to it to dear life. And that tape messes up. You are forced. You are forced to deal with the fact that that child is not here anymore, that you are holding on to something from the past, and that you have to move forward into the future. You know, but sometimes people take it like, I don't want to forget them. I miss them. You know, that child was a part of your DNA, you get it? And the way you would honor that child outside of whatever that message is on that cassette tape that drove you to make something to bring that back to life. You need to incorporate that into like the new love for your, if you got the same partner, trust me, your partner going through the same shit, you know, but your partner might be a little bit more ahead than you. Your partner might say, honey, I know you miss her or you miss him. Let's make another one. You know, you might look at your partner like, how is you forgetting about what we lost? Your partner's not forgetting about what y'all lost. Your partner's trying to bring what you lost back to you in a new form, a different form. And for you to appreciate what happened, and for you to understand that it doesn't always have to be that way. So you don't always have to be stuck. And that you need to understand our DNA made that child. Our DNA can either make a child similar or another child, but that child still might have similar traits to what you lost. It's the perspective of the person, how you perceive, how you should move forward with your life. You know, you might say you're not stuck. You just want what you want because you want it. It's true to a certain extent, but when the world moves forward and you don't move forward with it, you lose time. And all your partners saying, let's take some of that time, put it back into ourselves, you know, still pursue your passion as far as making that apparatus to resurrect that tape. But don't forget, I'm here. Don't forget, I got your back. Like, don't forget, we in this together. You know what I'm saying? And we can always honor the old, because that's like honoring the dead. But we got to honor the new shit too. You know? So all this is like weaved and entangled together. I always keep saying something about the back to the future concept. Take one step forward, you're in your future. You stand right there, you're in your present. You take one step backwards, you're in your past. Lift one of your feet up and turn. You see your past, present, and future right before your eyes. You're a living, breathing example of your past, present, and future. You must act like it. So you can't look at scripture from the past. You got to bring scripture to the future. You know, only people that can do that is the people that was here from the beginning, you know. Because we the only people that got the past in our DNA, you get it? You got to activate that shit, though. Once you activate, you start to really, really create some shit. See, I didn't look at spirituality as something out of sight, out of mind. I ain't look at scripture like it deserved to be left in the past. That's how we kept repeating the past. I looked at scripture in a future context. I applied it to my thought process of today, not yesterday. You know? And since we hit the restart, and it's already been out there in the whole world that we was first. So as a restart, sometimes people get hung up on how am I supposed to do it? Just do it. It's like God don't care about, let's say, if there was a way and the way got directions. You know what I'm saying? And those directions was written down, right? That's what it was in the past, right? But then some of the pieces got missing. And your historians would say things like, we're looking for that. We're trying to fill in that gap. What they don't want to say to the public is you are that gap. You are that missing piece, you know? And because you are that missing piece, as long as you don't activate, you know what I'm saying, they could keep you in that loop. But once you activate, it's like, oh, yeah, where them tablets at? Yeah, that shit mine right there. I know this shit about me. You know what I mean? And gotta be on some shit like touche. It is. And then you like, oh, how am I feeling this? God said, fill in the way the fuck you want to. It's yours. That's what I did. All God had to do was say certain shit to me. You know? So, when I said, God, these people is fucking me over, you know, real bad. God said, unfuck yourself the long way. You know what that represented in my brain? I gotta go down my rabbit hole. Alright. And then I gotta go back up that bitch. Alright. Can't let nobody stop me along the way. You know? So in my writings, when I would say, when you wanna get in tune with your God and you supposed to be by yourself, excuse me, it's because you don't want other people to influence your decisions, your thought process. You don't want other people to make you doubt you, to make you doubt what you're thinking. That's why people were getting upset with me and like, damn, why you leaving me out? Why you ain't keeping us in the loop? Why you is like on your mighty high horse by yourself? I already knew you was trying to stop me. But instead of me hurting your feelings and telling you I'm gonna mess up your mission, I still let you carry your mission out while I carried out mine. You know? And when people try to influence you so much because they want you to doubt your own influence over yourself, you learn quickly they ain't who you should be listening to. Especially when you listen to them and you get caught up in more shit and you'll say to yourself or to them, like, yo, I ain't come over here for that. I won't trying to be a part of that. I won't, nah, yo. That ain't what's up. So, I'm a 3-strike rule motherfucker. You hit my ass up once, alright. Hit my ass up a second time, okay. You know what I'm saying? Third motherfucking time, pew. Deuces, nigga. I'm out. And people be like, damn, why the fuck you just leave like that? And then I might say some shit like, yo, I saw what the fuck you was trying to do. Like, why you on that bullshit? It ain't the time for the bullshit. It's time to, like, shoot straight. You know? It's time to get down to business. It's time to make some shit pop for real. On a whole nother level, like that galactic level type shit. You know? Unless you want to stay broken. If you don't want to stay broken and you want to be a whole person, look at yourself. Look at your features. Look at history. See where your toes come from. See where your hands come from. See where your nose come from. Or your eyes come from. And then when you come across something you lost, or that meant the world to you, and it makes you emotional, Figure it out. It ain't gonna keep touching you like that for no reason. Figure it out. You know, you miss something, you understand why you miss it. You gotta put in the work to bring it back. And sometimes it ain't like how people say, like keeping the memory alive, right? The real keeping the memory alive, you might have that tape and you keep replaying that shit. No, you're supposed to create to fill that space. Recover and recoup that love. You know what I'm saying? And not stay in grief over that child. A child is a birth, a creation. It takes two people to do that. Do that shit again. That's all. You know. Don't waddle in the self-pity. Don't waddle in the I ain't getting my way. Don't waddle in the, you know what I mean? Like, oh, my life was like this. Oh, I wish I had this. Oh, I want this back. Blah, 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 blah. Man, that's reminiscing on the past. And if you take my step concept, you'll realize you can't physically go back to the past and change that shit. But you can mentally go back in the past and change that shit. And then once you do that, you can mentally manifest a new future by coming to terms with your past. Sometimes you think you need to talk to somebody else about your past shit. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you just need to talk to yourself. Sometimes you just need to read a book. Sometimes you just need to observe. Sometimes you just need to listen. Sometimes you just got to do something different when you want some new results. And that means you can't have your mind stuck on the same shit. It's like that saying, same shit, different day. Do you really want to be doing the same shit? Because you know you're going to get bored of it. And then you get bored of it, but you like, fuck it, shit, I'm already in the boredom. Might as well just keep that shit going. No. Go do something. I'm telling you, even when I couldn't do something, couldn't get out, I would do shit in my brain to change my brain, you know? I would put my brain in a different place than where my body was. Just because if my body could move, my brain could move. It's like that part off of, what's that, Kill Bill? Remember when she was in that truck and she was trying to wiggle her fucking toes? And the motherfucker was paralyzed. She was fucking with her mind. And then she was talking to her mind. into her body, making sure that her mind reconnects with her body to wiggle her toes. And then her toes start to wiggle. Believe it or not, you don't have to be in a church to understand that that part of that movie was about faith, belief, will, drive, determination, and a goal. And she was not accepting no for an answer, not even from herself. That's how you gotta be in order to be out here in this world. Stop accepting what people give you. And that's not saying if somebody say some fucked up shit to you, that's their thought process. They entitled, they can say whatever the fuck they want. You don't have to take it in and swirl with the shit, fester with the shit, and build a whole foundation around the shit. Like, damn, that shit crazy. You just analyze it, move on. You don't dwell. Like when motherfuckers is I don't know, doing beauty magic. You know what I'm saying? What you should think to yourself and say to yourself is, she has always looked like that. She looked like that the day I met her. And I don't know why. I think doing beauty magic on her is going to change her. Like, some of y'all need to think, like you really thought you're going to be able to just take my face off and put my face on. Come on now. But what God look at is how much faith y'all had in that magic, boy. How much of that magic you did. How dedicated you was to it. When you dedicate yourself to anything, it's not yourself, not your kids, not your family, not your career, not bettering yourself. All you're doing is sabotaging yourself. The devil is a saboteur. So that's why God be on some shit like, every time you say that word or that ritual, and every time you meditate on it, and you meditating for hours on that shit, you depleting yourself. Because you're giving your heart, mind, soul, spirit to a saboteur. What does the devil manifest? The devil can't manifest anything. Because number one, it don't have no body. You need a body. Number two, the job is deceive, manipulate, trickery, deception. Any of those words sound like creation to you? Any of them sound like forward movement to you? No. You use him or her to tap into people like me because we all about creation. What you're not realizing is you don't get the full version of that creation because you're getting the information through a saboteur. You're not getting the information straight from your eternal self. You're getting it from somebody else's eternal self. So the devil knows you ain't gonna get everything. How else does he keep hooking you? If he give you everything, he gonna feed you with that long wooden ass motherfucking spoon. He gonna keep doing that shit. He gonna be like, well, that shit's gonna cost you, buddy. Shit, what you gonna give up this time? I need your socks with your feet in it. It's just shit like that. When you want total control, full creation and manifestation, you always gotta go inside yourself. Period. Ain't no other way. If you go to any other thing outside of God, you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get none of it. You're not gonna get all of it. It's like a kid saying, nanny boo boo, you can't catch me. That's what the devil doing. I'm trying not to crack up, cause that shit is for real too. So it's like, shit. As y'all motherfuckers might think I'm childish as fuck, and my intelligence ain't through the motherfucking roof. You gotta think, you listening to a kid. You listening to a temperamental little devil. Big devil. Shit, it don't even matter. And you want, goddamn, y'all want so much shit. And you can't get it. That kid be like, I got your toy. And then you trying to chase little Johnny down and shit. Get your motherfucking toy. And then Johnny threw that shit over the goddamn fence. Knowing your ass can't climb that motherfucking fence to get that shit. It's shit like that. That's what the devil doing. He playing games with your ass. Disappear, come back. Fuck with you some more. God don't be doing that shit. You know why God don't do that shit? God got a busy ass motherfucking life. A busy ass motherfucking day. And if you one of the people that get your ass up, work hard as fuck, and bring your ass home, like my goddamn parents, I knew them motherfuckers was gods. Because every time they would have an opportunity to take a day off, they wouldn't take that shit. Every time my granddaddy would be able to take a day off, he wouldn't take that shit. My grandma wouldn't either. You know, this on my mama and my daddy's side. Them motherfuckers are work, 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 work. Do some more work and work. You don't disrespect people like that. You must respect people like that. Honor them. Reverence. You know. That's how I understood that the world was backwards. Real quick, long time ago. Because people will preach about honor, loyalty, respect, hard work, but they would condemn people when they would do it. It's like, this shit is backwards. What the fuck? And then some parts of me would be like, why the fuck am I gonna work hard for your ass and you still ain't trying to appreciate what the fuck I'm bringing to the table? What the fuck I look like? Well, I'm gonna stay in this bullshit. Say word. But you know, some of them old folk, they stick that shit out. That take a different dedication there too. That different dedication, you'll be like, damn, Papa. Like, she get on your nerves all the fucking time. But you still rocking with her. And my granddad, they'll be like, her crazy ass was here to begin with, my black head. But you don't have no people that stay and stick around now with you. People don't like doing that shit. And then people like seeing your ass go through shit. Seeing your ass down and out. Seeing your ass work yourself to the motherfucking bone. And then they think it's okay to get their happy motherfucking ass up and just snatch that shit from you. See my face? No. Hell no. No, no, no. That's why I'm making sure ain't nobody gonna get away with that shit. I turned that motherfucking wheel. You know what I'm saying? I anchored that bitch in. I set that motherfucker upside down. Just like a snow globe. You know what I'm saying? Shake all y'all little fucked up motherfuckers and bring y'all to the forefront. You know? And then I turned the world literally in my mind. I got on top of that bitch. I started running on that motherfucker like a fucking treadmill. Speeding that bitch up. I'm the author. I'm the Omega. If I want my shit to run the way the fuck I want it to run, I need to run that bitch. That's the fuck I did. Then I realized too, damn. I ain't inside this world on the hamster wheel. I'm outside of this world, hamstering that motherfucker. So even after I jogged on that motherfucker, sprinted a couple of times, turned my ass around backwards, you know what I mean? Got it at the dial I think I should have it at. If I need to switch that bitch up, whatever. I sat on top of that bitch. And I made sure I stayed on top of that bitch. Just like I made sure to stay on top of y'all ass too. That's what you gotta do. When you wanna change some shit, you stay on top of it. When you wanna make your reality better, different, you want it to come into fruition, you stay on top of it. Even if you ain't getting paid for the shit, you stay on top of it. Even when people take all the shit from you, you stay on top of it. Even when people be like, yo, you supposed to be this or that or done for or done, you stay on top of it. You know the desired outcome and results that you're trying to get. So you do it. A God is a person that understands it's a hard road ahead. And don't nobody else want to do the shit? Fuck it. I'm gonna do the shit. Cause shit gotta be done. Ain't no way around that shit. And then as you keep doing the shit that you know need to be done, that other motherfuckers don't want to do, or they scared to do it, or they feel like somebody gonna say this and that about their ass, whatever. Block all that shit out. Excuse me. You just shit, burp that shit out. But you block it and you keep focused. That's who I am. I don't give a fuck what you saying. That's your mouth moving. Show me your actions. What your actions talking about? That's why I would be observing people, because I be looking like, shit, your actions ain't even matching your talk. What the fuck? Like, I'm confused. You know. And I'm going to end with this. It didn't matter how many times God would tell me, you my daughter. You know what I'm saying? I ain't let that shit go to my motherfucking head. I automatically knew I had a crown. Even if I ain't see that shit. It was there already. Even if I ain't had the money, it's gonna come. Even if I ain't living in the shit I'm supposed to be living in, that shit gonna come. And I also knew when he said that, I gotta rule on this bitch regardless. Whether I like it or not. Circumstances or not. I gotta do it. Because I'm his daughter. You know how many daughters don't like disappointing their daddies? I don't even like disappointing my earth daddy. So imagine disappointing your God father. If God did, when that motherfucker come in your ear and tell you that shit, you must operate with some integrity. You must operate with some intelligence. You must operate with care, compassion. And it brings a different type of humbleness over you. Because like I said to God, when he told me that shit, I was like, yo, I nigga, that's cool and shit, but you know, I ain't want that. I was just trying to get my life back and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, I won't really caring about ruling the fucking world. Mother God stepped in real quick. She was like, we gave you that world when you was born. It's yours. You gotta understand that. When they tell you that, I set my own self down. And I'm like, fuck, okay. It ain't just about me getting my life back. Now it made so much sense why I'm getting the life back of everybody that was wrong. Everybody that passed in all these fucked up ways. Everything that was done, like, to our ancestors. Shit. Even all the fucked up shit that was done to the gods. So, y'all petty ass shit, been trying to tell y'all is bigger than y'all. God is bigger than y'all. And you don't get no position like this. And you want to just have the power to fuck people over, you know? No. If God is a God of life and love, automatically your thought process doesn't align. It doesn't match. And my thought process will always match because I was made out of love. They saw that spark with my parents. God's lit that bitch. So you gotta love yourself in order to become yourself. And in order not to fuck other people over because you're not at the point that you need to be to love yourself. I want y'all to have a good rest of your hump day morning. And I'll holler at y'all motherfuckers later. Peace, people.